Now, let's say there was something intuitive in the file itself. Like if you, for example, take a FASTA file where you've got, let me just add something here, where you've got something that you can work with, where it's, for example, human species, followed by your DNA sequence, for example, then you could have, and then it has, for example, your monkey species, and it's got its DNA sequence, and then it's got pig species, and the same thing followed by your nucleotide sequence. Let's make that a little more, okay. Then you could have, for example, used this, you could have said, take this part and create a file name called that, and then add your nucleotide sequence to that file name with that name, and so onwards. But here we didn't have that. We didn't have something that we could work with. What I want to do now is, let's pretend that that file that we worked with does have something intuitive in it that can be used. So let's say the first 9 nucleotides in that file actually contained something that's unique. Every 9 nucleotides of every line is unique to that sequence, and you never find it again. So we're going to use that as a file name. And then we can do the same thing. We open, now I'm going to race through this because this is the same as example 1 and the example before, where you take the line and you read from position 15 onwards, or from position 14 onwards, which is nucleotide 15. But now I'm going to make my file name, which is a little easier than before, equal to this. And now remember, this contains position 15 to and beyond, or nucleotide 15 and beyond. And I want to extract the first 9 sequences, which is going to be, this is from 0 to 8. Remember, it stops before that, but because that's blank, you could have put a 0 in there as well. Remember, when we did string manipulation, you can either leave it blank or put a 0 in there. And so it's going to take that first, sorry, I changed this afterwards. So it's going to take those first 9 nucleotides and use that as the file name, and add a .txt to that. If I print this file name, you will see that it looks like that, and they're all basically unique. I can then, what I did here now is just to show you, if you don't want to print it, in my case I printed to my Dropbox, you can then, so here's your file name now, but let's say you want the file name, the files to print to your desktop. You can then say, you can then create this path name, or the path, add your file name, and that's going to be stored in whatever you wanted to store it. I stored it in out file directory. And then you open this. So now it's going to open, it's going to look like this. In the first instance, let me just show you. This is going to look like this. Okay, so the first time around, you've got this file name, this first one here, or what I've just added here, and you've added this path name to it, plus the file name, which means it's going to create this. So now basically this is stored in out directory, which I've stored here. I'm going to close that. And so basically when you open it for writing, it's opening this, because it's opening this entire line, because that line is stored in this, which I've opened here. Okay, so that's one way in which you can open a file to a directory of your choice. And then I did the same thing. I just wrote the new line into the file and then closed it. So hopefully now, if I show you my desktop, you will see that those file names are there. Okay, this one is a little there because it's the T, but you can see that it has done that. So I just wanted to show you guys because I think it's very important that you get training on how to create file names on the fly. And yeah, that's the end of our exercises. Thank you again for joining.